welcome to another episode of Next Step Espresso, your daily shot of fitness. I'm your host, as always, Johnny Landals from Next Step Nutrition, and we are on episode 624. Apologies for the delay in the release of this episode. It is a bank holiday here in the UK, and actually it's not that I'm taking the day off work, it's actually because I had calls quite early in the morning, and I've just prioritised other things instead of getting this recorded, picking up glasses and another few kind of silly appointments to kind of get in the way. And I kind of thought that I had pre-recorded some episodes to save me some time, but I had not. So apologies for the delay. I hope everyone had a great New Year celebration over the weekend. I hope everyone had a great festive period. I understand that this is a really difficult period for a lot of people in many ways. And also it's just a really strange period with the uncertainty around restrictions increasing again, and all the all the kind of uncertainty that's in the world. So hopefully everyone had a good and nice time with some people that they love in some way or another. And hopefully we didn't all go absolutely Pete Tong with food. Hopefully if you're a seasoned listener to this, you know that having a couple of days where you eat a bit more food, not too big of a problem. If you've done it for 2 weeks, then okay, maybe you've done a bit of damage, but not really anything that you can't change or improve upon, which is the key of this episode. People worry so much about what they eat between kind of December and January, whereas really the way that we eat and the way that we exercise and our fitness habits are much more important from sort of January to December, year round being into fitness. And I think what I would say to all of you guys, if you're wanting to make a change this year, not necessarily to sign up NSN coaching, though of course you can if you'd really like to, wink wink nudge nudge. No, it's more of a case of being really, really clear on what your goals are and why they're important. There are plenty of podcasts I've done around the 5 whys, the asking yourself why 5 times when aiming for a certain goal. Why is this important to me and why is that important to me, to get really deeper to the reasons behind your wanting to do things. It will be a really important point to check out the motivation blog that I'll link in this episode around internal versus external motivation, having internal motivation to change and being able to pull upon that for your health goals, but then also thinking about your health goals in a much more defined manner. Right? If it's weight loss, why is it weight loss? But also, what kind of weight loss? Is it the fact that you want to see the number on the scale go down? Or is it the fact that you want to just feel a little bit better about yourself? Or is it because you're wanting to actually improve your eating habits or your fitness habits? Or if it's both, what does that look like specifically? Is that exercising more? Is it eating more fruits and vegetables? The more granular and specific you can be with your changes, the easier you're going to find this year. Because if you drill down your goals into action steps and behavior goals and behavior changes, you'll find it much easier to track progress, because it becomes a point of practicing certain skills, practicing certain behaviors. I am eating more veggies, or I am exercising more, or I'm going to the gym more often, or any one of those things. Or it becomes more of I want to go to bed 30 minutes earlier, or I want to improve the quality of my sleep, so I'm going to reduce my screen time before bed and read 5 pages of a book before bed. And the more specific you can be with the changes that you're wanting to make that are drawn upon an outcome goal, then again, the easier you'll find 2022 and the more successful you'll be with 2022 when it comes to personal development, when it comes to lifestyle, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to fitness. All of these things drill down to the fact that you have skills, you have knowledge, you have the ability to change, you have the ability to do great things, because you will have done already in your life in some regard. You might be a great parent, you might be a great cook, you might be a great person at work, you might be good at all of those things, you might have a great hobby. There are skills that you have that have shown you that you can do great things. And if you can pull upon that self-efficacy and that knowledge towards your health and fitness, reject the dieting cycle of success and failure based on a number on the scale, which is one of the most fickle things that we can use for a sense of progress. I wonder why they were ever invented. Then the more successful you'll be. So for you out there who get a journal out, when listening to this episode. If you don't already, I'd love you. I'm going to create a Next Step journal. I'm going to do it this year. I've talked about it before. I'm going to do one. I want you guys to get a journal, which you can just be a simple notebook. I want you to get a notebook, and I want you to write down some questions to ask yourselves. I want you to ask yourself, what changes are you wanting to make this year? And I then want you to write them down and ask yourself the question why 5 times over for each of those changes. Why is that change important to you? And once you've done that, then start looking at the answers that you have and have a look at the changes you're wanting to make. From there, drill down the skills and the practices and the actions that are required for you to meet those changes. Because there's absolutely no point in setting a goal and saying, right, I want to have a 100 kilos back squat by April, and then setting out absolutely zero behaviors in order to get there. What behaviors would require a 100 kilo back squat? Well, you'd need to go to the gym and work on your leg strength. You'd want to work on your core strength. You want to make sure that you're recovering. You want to make sure that you're maybe following a periodized program, or at least something that focuses on squat volume. And you don't need to follow a squat program. You can just work on your leg strength in many ways and squat once a week for technique and get better at squatting. That's the case of a different episode. You can start to set yourselves behavior goals for every action. Okay, improving my health. That means that I want to eat more fruits and vegetables. I want to eat less processed food, and I want to eat more lean protein, and I want to eat more regularly. I want to eat every few hours. I want to eat when hungry. Okay, what skills are required to do those things? And I don't want you to look at this whole list and think, right, let's go. This is my weekly plan as of now, because that's going to be many, many things. Once you've got these changes and once you've got a list of skills and actions, you then need to prioritize what's more important. What do you actually want to focus on? Maybe you do want to focus on a couple of things, but in a miniature way. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym a couple times a week and I'm going to eat slowly every meal. That's fine. But try not to overload yourself with, right, I'm going to sleep 8 hours a night, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps a day, I'm going to train 5 times a week, I'm going to eat only fruits and vegetables, I'm going to eat only when hungry, and I'm never going to snack ever again, ever. Nah. That comes from the dieting mentality of being in a rush, wanting everything yesterday, and thinking that you need to be perfect from day one, which does not exist, okay? Instead, we need to be thinking about practicing new skills, practicing new behaviors, and putting ourselves in a better position to be successful in 2022. And if you want help with that, there's a really, really great blog on motivation in the show notes of this episode. And of course, reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Put the link in the show notes as well if you want to ask me any specific questions. But happy Monday again, everyone. Let's have a great week, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another daily shot of fitness.